Alright, it looks like we are live, guys. Welcome to Road FC 51XX Fight Companion, the do-over. So, why am I doing this when the event isn't live? Well, because couldn't actually end up doing it live. You know, we had tried. I'd gotten up early, especially early in my hotel room Saturday, to do a live Fight Companion for this video, or for these events. And, it was supposed to be broadcast on DAZN. Turns out DAZN only did the first half of the event, which was the all-male prelim card. And then they ended up not airing the XX card. Couldn't even get on Road FC's Facebook page that day. Turns out they did end up putting the entire event on there live. Or not live, but actually it might have been live, which is why I couldn't get on their Facebook page. They must have had it geo-blocked maybe. I don't know. Anyway, they also had it on YouTube elsewhere if you were outside the U.S. or had a non-U.S. YouTube page. So, ended up, I was unable to do this Fight Companion. I felt really bad. I had up to like 6 or 8 people at one point waiting for me to start, and I couldn't start. Yeah, I was really not happy. So we're going to do this. This is the best thing I could think of to make it up to everyone. I'm also going to do fight reviews for all of these fights at a later time. But I thought this would be a fun way to... I mean, it's not going to be live. We're not watching it live as it happens, but we will watch the fights together. We'll watch the entire event. I thought about maybe just doing, like, you know, each fight one at a time, but I didn't think that would be as exciting. So what we'll do is, here's the instructions. If you want to watch from the exact start point that I'm watching, I'm going to go to Road FC's Facebook page. It should be on there. Go to videos. About 25 videos down is it'll say Road FC 51XX. It's a 3-hour, about a 3-hour and some minute event. You're going to click on that. And then we are starting at the exact mark of 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 50 seconds. That's exactly where I'm going to start this event from. And we're going to go from there. Now, I have previewed this. For some reason, they had to break it down into 2 videos. And it stops in the middle of the co-main event. A couple videos up from the video we'll be watching is the continuation video, which will have the rest of the co-main event and the main event video. It's not the cleanest thing. It's not really, I would have preferred to just watch through the entire event non-stop, but we'll make do, guys. Hopefully we'll get some people in. No one's watching right now, and if not, hopefully it will get some live playback later on. Unfortunately, I'm doing this on my cell phone, so I can't, you know, post to Instagram and let anyone else know we're doing it. I will have the actual fight commentary live in my ear to let me know what's going on. But other than that, I'm going to be mostly just BS and bullshitting with you guys. Drinking tonight. I'll be drinking mostly Pepsi, but I'm also going to be sipping on some Red Pump Spirits Rebellion Rye, produced locally here in Western Pennsylvania. It's produced in Washington, Pennsylvania. It's about 20 miles from where I live. The proprietor's name is Ed Belfour. He's a retired Marine, Naval Academy graduate, also taught at the Naval Academy for a little bit. Really nice guy. Real gruff before you get to know him, but if you share his love of whiskey, then you'll get to know him real good. So if you're ever in southwestern Pennsylvania, stop out Washington. You know, it's the home of the Whiskey Rebellion from 1794, and pick up a bottle of his very good rye whiskey with 100% rye mash bill. It's very spicy. It's 90 proof. Very spicy. It's but also very smooth. And very consistent. It's a small barrel rye too, so it's a young rye, which is my favorite kind. Anyway, on to the event. We'll start. Remember, it's 2 hours, 33 minutes, and 50 seconds into the event, into the broadcast. Yun Kim starting the event, talking about being live from the Millennium Hall at the Grand Hilton in Seoul. So Young Kim's just and the other commentators, they're just going over what's basically hyping up the event before it starts. Blah blah blah. So there's 5 events. So I'll go ahead and talk. You know, there's 5 fights on this event. 4 of them are atom weights. 1 is an open weight fight. It was originally scheduled as a catchweight bout, and then one of the opponents, one of the fighters had to drop out, and they found a last-minute replacement with like less than a week to go. Made it open weight. If you look at these fighters' records, it's not like the highest quality of as far as the fighters go and fights, but having watched all these fights except for one, they're pretty good fights, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna say that they're totally stupendous and awesome, the greatest fights ever. No, but they're definitely pretty good fights. The main event is very good. There's 2 first round finishes. So anyway, I'm not going to try to tell it too much. They're about to start the intro to the event. When they bring all the fighters out and introduce them all. Right now, the commentators are talking about why they went with Jun Park against Sahi Ham instead of a foreign fighter. They thought it'd be a good idea to go with a Korean fighter, is why. So they're about to start introducing the fighters. They just had the ring girls walk out onto the little stage there, which can't remember if they normally do the stage at the Millennium Hilton. I don't think they do. But I think that's also because they were doing their Road FC awards after this. So. All right, here comes Hyunju Baek out onto the stage. Hyunju Baek missed weight. She was being penalized 10 points. Now here comes Yoon Ha Hong, her opponent, in the red corner. Here comes one of the 2 foreigners on the card, Rowan Pilger from America. She's an English teacher in Korea, so she lives and trains there. And now they're introducing Yoonji Kim, her opponent. Here comes the other lone non-Korean on the card, Shi Ming from China. Comes out, does a little kick, a little bit sloppy. And her opponent, Yuri Shim, probably one of the taller girls tonight. I think she is the fighter on this card. And here comes the debutante, Soo-Yeon Lee, to a lot of cheers. Bit of a media darling before she even makes her pro debut. And her opponent, Yeji Lee, the former high school fighter. Now she's in college. Yeah, so here comes Jung Park, the title challenger. One of your main eventers. And here comes Sahi Ham, the champ. And here's the part where coming up where Jeff Houston introduces them as your Road FC Warriors. I wish he would just call them the Road Warriors. I think that'd be really cool. I might have to recommend that to him. You know, one thing I like about the the American English language team for Road FC, they're pretty approachable on social media. I've talked to both Jeff Houston and the arena announcer and the commentator Young Kim on Facebook. Young Kim has been especially helpful. Here's the Vice President of Road FC, Simon Park. If you're wondering why he was wearing a bowler and sunglasses, that's like his signature look. He was a singer. He's a singer, I think, like a K-pop singer. I think he's like one of the crooner, like ballad singers that are real big over there. And he's also like a MC on TV, I guess. So he's like a Renaissance man, and he's like when the old UFC president Moon Hong Jung was still the CEO. He still owns it, but he's just no longer the CEO. He stepped down. I think he basically hired Simon Park to be the front man, because Moon Hong Jung is not really very camera. I don't want to say he's not camera friendly. He's not a bad looking guy. I think he's just camera shy, is what it is. Like, in past events, anytime they put the camera on him, he just tries to like ignore. Like he'll like look out the side of his eyes, like, and then like ignore it. Okay, here comes Jeff Houston, the man himself, the Texan. About to introduce Hyunju Baek. I don't have any notes for Hyunju Baek, probably because I couldn't find much on her. So anyway, here comes Hyunju Baek. She is 20 years old. She's the second youngest fighter on the card. She is currently 0-3. She is 5 feet 4 inches tall. At first she weighed in at 50.9 kilograms, tried to cut down to 50.55, was still overweight for the 48 kilogram limit. So she is going to be penalized 10 points per round. Road FC has a unique scoring system where they award points based on a list of factors, almost all of them offensive. Let's see. So I said she is fighting out of Gwangju. Her team is Gwangju Sunri Gym. Didn't have any notes on her. There's not a whole lot on her. She has fought. I think this is only her second time fighting in Road FC. Her other two fights were both in Japan. I'll see if I can look them up real quick. I've got 3 different mobile devices running here. Okay, so she went 1-1 as an amateur, made her debut versus Yuri Shim last year at Road FC 41. I think that was in the Young Guns portion, the undercard. Then she went to Japan and faced 29-fight veteran Emi Fujino. She lost due to sleeper choke at 1 minute and 50 seconds of round 1. There's no shame in losing to Emi Fujino. You only have 1 fight before you. There's no shame in losing to the uber veteran like her. And then she lost to Erika Suzuki, who was 4-1 at the time, at ACF 36th Girls Fight 2. That looks like an all-girls event. Yeah, it was. That's very interesting. She was one of the big fighters on the poster for that event, mostly because of, Suzuki. There's only 2 MMA events listed. Maybe it was mostly kickboxing. I don't know. Anyway, now making her way to opponent in the red corner is Yoon Ha Hong, the Cage Vixen. She is 29 years old, 5 feet 3 inches tall. She weighed in at 47.4 kilograms. Multiply that by 2.2 to get the poundage. She's 29 years old. I believe I mentioned that. She just turned 29 on December 12th. So happy birthday, Yoonha Hong. Belated birthday. She currently has a 1-4 record. Had she made weight for one fight, there was one fight where she missed weight. Had she made weight, she'd have been 2-3 coming into this, or 1-3. No, yeah, she'd have been 2-3 coming into this event. She's looking pretty ripped here. She fights out of Sontan, South Korea. It's a little town outside of about 30 minutes outside of Seoul. She trains with Von Jiu-Jitsu Sontan and the Sontan MMA multi-gym. Interesting, she has a 100% finish rate. She has one win. She got a submission, I believe it was by rear naked choke, against her notable win would be Yuri Shim, who fights later in this event. So Yuri Shim's getting checked out. I do have some notes for her. She is currently a BJJ purple belt under Von Jiu-Jitsu. This is Yoonha's first fight in a year after having stomach surgery. She made her debut against at the time 26 fight vet Emi Fujino, and has all but one fight under Road FC. Where was her non-Road FC fight with? Jeff Houston said it was time for some girl-on-girl aggression. I like that. That's a good line. Yoonha Hong's second fight was at Deep Jules 13. She lost to 4-1 Kana Asakura at the time. Kana Asakura is an uber prospect at atomweight, so no shame in that loss there. One thing I should note, being 29, Yoonha Hong is tied for the oldest fighter on the card. So it's mostly a young girl's night. 29 is not even old. Although, if you've ever been to Korea, some girls act like it's the end of the world to turn 30. Especially if they're not married yet. They'll say, oh, biajuma soon. It's funny. And there goes Jeff Houston's introductions. Two 5-minute rounds for this fight. Sunmin Kim's the referee. Let's find a piece of glass on the floor. Getting ready for round number 1. Hyunju Baek getting her minus 10 points yellow card before the fight starts. Basically what that means is she has to finish to win. Hyunju Baek has to finish to win. Okay, the fight's underway. Exchange of punches early. Push kick from Yoonha Hong. Left hook counter from Baek. Another counter from Hyunju Baek. So Yoonha Hong goes for a single. She's got Baek up against the cage. She's working the single now. Up, she's getting the other leg. Up, she gets her hands together and takes Hyunju Baek straight to the ground. Right off the cage. Hyunju Baek, Yoonha Hong already in half guard, and now she's escapes to full mount, just like that. Very simple. She's raining down some hammer strikes. Hyunju Baek turns over. Yoonha Hong, little high, but she's got the hooks in. She's working to flatten her out. She's already had Hyunju Baek flattened out. Yep, gets her hands free. She's raining down some punches to Baek's head. Baek gets back to to referee position, all fours. Yoon Hug Hong gets her right arm under Baek's neck, using her left hand to get some punches in. Baek is falling to the side. Hong is doing very good to stay on top. Alright, she's got this choke sunk in. Yep, she's got it in, and Hyunju Baek taps. Very, very easy win for Yoon Ha Hong. Hyunju Baek just didn't have the skill to fight it off. Minute 44 seconds, round 1 of 2. Very quick, easy win for Yoon Ha Hong. She's very happy. She gets the second win of her career. She's now improves to 2-4. Again, like I said, you know, some of these records are not good on this card, but that doesn't mean the fights aren't that good. That was a nice, quick, easy finish. Hyunju Baek was just outmatched. I don't know what Kwonju Sunri Gym is like for her. She was obviously outmatched as soon as it got to the ground. Now, she hits. Now, one thing I will say about Hyunju Baek, she does hit hard when she can get some hits in, but she's very sloppy, so she needs to clean her strikes up. They're showing a replay of the choke. You look at Yoon Ha Hong's back, man. She's freaking yoked. That's one thing she does work on. She's very strong. So they're both in the center, going to announce the winner. One thing I do remember, Hyunju Baek in her debut, I watched it earlier today. She actually dropped Muay Thai background fighter Yuri Shim in their fight. It was pretty awesome to see. So there's Yoon Ha Hong, the winner, by rear naked choke, and winner of the first bout of the evening. So she gets a nice little glass trophy. That's one thing I like that Road FC does. They give a little something to everyone. You know, back in Pride, they used to give these big, huge trophies and stuff, which was really silly. Road FC just gives these little, they're about, you know, that big, glass trophies that say winner and the event number. They don't have the name engraved or anything. But it is nice, something to have, to nice something to reflect on, besides just a check, you know. In the West, you win a fight, you get a check, and that's it. But it's nice to have something like that to show that, hey, you know, we got wins here. You can keep them at home, or you can put them up in the gym. That's a nice show off for the gym. I'm getting some photos now. You know how Hong is with her team and her poster, sponsor poster. One thing about Road FC is they are a little restrictive on sponsors. They usually let you have a poster, depending on, but your outfit, you're very limited on sponsors. You can have a walkout shirt, and the Korean style walkout shirts, they're just like little labels with the sponsors, and they have to be, I think they have to be approved by Road FC. Because I remember Jin Yu Fra talked about that on her Instagram last year, that she wasn't able to have any of her usual sponsors on her outfit. I think even except her Cruise Combat made her outfit, so it said Cruise Combat, and then she had a little Bitcoin symbol. So they're going to get ready for the second fight. Oh, I forgot to change my little banners here. Hold on, guys. Okay, so there's the image up for the second fight. Unfortunately, I forgot to put it up for the first fight. I got distracted. So the next fight up is going to be Yoonji Kim, 1-3 record versus Rowan Pilger. Yoonji Kim is mostly known for she beat the former pro wrestler Yoshiko a year ago at the Double X event in last December. So right now the commentators are just talking about. Right now they're talking about where Stuart Gooch, one of the English commentators, trains at Kim Dae-hwan's gym, and they're saying, we haven't seen any females out of their gym yet in Road FC. Okay, so he just announced Rowan Pilger. So Rowan Pilger is making her professional debut. She's 29 years old. She's 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighed in at 64 kilograms. I don't have an available reach for her. She is born in Washington State, USA. She's fighting out of the Road FC Gym Wonju in Wonju, South Korea. So Road FC actually has, much like the UFC, they have gyms spread out all over Korea, Road FC official gyms. The Wonju gym is, they call that it's like the Road FC headquarters gym, because that's where Road FC is based out of in Wonju. That's where former bantamweight champ Kim Soo-chol Kim trains fighters out of now. That's where he's from. Here she is walking out with Rowan Pilger. So some interesting notes on Rowan Pilger. So she was a high school wrestler, I believe a state champ in Washington State. She also spent 3 years in Japan where she trained judo. She's an ESL in English as a second language teacher. As I believe I already mentioned, she is trained by former Road FC bantamweight champ Soo-chol Kim. And yeah, okay, she is still an English teacher, an ESL teacher in Wonju, which is where how she ended up at the Road FC Gym Wonju, which is also known as Team Force. Before they became an official like Road FC Gym, they were known as Team Force. This is, I believe I mentioned this is Rowan's professional debut, so she doesn't have any notable wins or anything. Pilger looking in very good shape. Commentator said she's been sick in the week leading up to this, so she took her pro debut on less than a week's notice and is fighting sick, I guess. So here comes Yoonji Kim. Yoonji Kim has a record of 1-3. She's 24 years old, 5 feet 3 inches tall. So short for, the weight class that she usually fights out of, which is bantamweight or higher. She weighed in at 67.4 kilograms. She's fighting out of... See, I'm not sure if her team is with Team J, but I'm not sure if they're from Cheonju or from Wonju, South Korea. I'll have to do more research on that. Topology, I believe, says Cheonju, but I think they're also from Wonju. Yoonji Kim's notable, while she only has 1 win, that's notable, was over Yoshiko Hirano, the former pro wrestler. who had destroyed her previous opponent like twice. Notes on Yeji Lee. She is a teammate of co-main eventer Yeji Lee. Okay, Youngji Kim. Notes on Youngji Kim. Sorry, guys. So she is a teammate of co-main eventer Yeji Lee. She has a pair of belts, one of them in shoot boxing with King Reina Miura. She dropped both of those, unfortunately. 2/3 of her MMA losses, so 2 out of her 3 losses were to opponents with a lot more experience, including Reina Miura, including King Reina. This is Youngji's 5th fight, and I believe it is only 5th MMA fight, and I believe it's only her 2nd MMA fight in Korea. So now both fighters in the cage are showing Gunho Shim in the audience. Here comes the Korean language announcer. I believe his name is Yongmoon Shin. Rowan Pilger stepping up to the center of the cage for her introduction. Showing Bo-Sung Kim in the audience. He's a former action star in Korea. He had one fight in Road FC, got his orbital bone broken. Seems to have recovered pretty well. That was 2 years ago. If you ever watch the Road FC events, the Korean language announcer, he's very typical Asian announcer. Starts off very calm, just reads everything very matter-of-factly, and then gets real hype at the end, like, you know. It's neat to watch. You know, whereas like American style, they're trying to like really hype it up all the way through. The more Asian style is to just read everything off and then shout out the name at the end with a crescendo. All right, and they're off. Oh, Rowan Pilger stepping up, eating a few shots right away though from Youngji Kim. They're clinching up. All right, Rowan Pilger gets Youngji Kim up against the cage, lands a couple knees, but Youngji Kim also landing some knees and trying to work some dirty boxing. Youngji Kim's got one underhook. Both are exchanging knees. Another knee from Youngji Kim. Another knee from Kim and another. Pilger right now is just eating knees. We'll see if this pays off. Oh, another knee from Pilger. Still exchanging knees. Pilger is on the outside. Some dirty boxing. Ooh, nice uppercut from Rowan Pilger. Rowan Pilger dripping some blood already probably from her nose or mouth. They're still working up against the cage. Youngji Kim almost had a Muay Thai plum on Pilger from the inside. Oh, Pilger gets a trip takedown. She has a whizzer on Youngji Kim. Kim is able to get back up, but Pilger gets her back against the cage. Both exchanging some more knees. Oh, nice slam to the ground by Youngji Kim. It might have been a failed attempt from Pilger. Like she might have tried to go for a suplex or something. Now you got Youngji Kim on top in Pilger's guard. She's landing some ground and pounds with some punches. Now there are no elbows allowed in Road FC at all, which I'm not in favor of. I think it really limits the ground and pound, and it makes the stand-up just a little less boring. So Pilger's working from closed guard, landing some punches on top. She's got one of, she has Yeonji Kim's right arm trapped. Pilger's already showing some swelling under the right eye. And she's bleeding from the nose, it looks like, into her mouth. Gross. Pilger looking for either rubber guard or triangle, but now she's keeping a high closed guard. Pilger looking like she might be trying to, still working to get that leg through for a triangle. She's got a nice omoplata now. Yeonji Kim's working to try to escape it, get that arm out. Yeonji gets out of the omoplata. In the open guard now of Rowan Pilger, standing in the open guard, lands a couple nice punches from the top position. And she backs up and lets Rowan Pilger out standing. Pilger's eye looks almost completely swollen shut right now, her right eye. Exchange of strikes. Pilger goes again to the clinch, pushes Yeonji Kim up against the fence, lands a knee of her own before getting to eating a knee by Yeonji. They're both pummeling right now against the cage, pummeling for position. A knee from Pilger. Pilger pulls guard, looking for the fishing for the triangle very early. Now she's landing some punches from bottom. Yeonji Kim landing some punches from top now. Gets out of the triangle position. She's on top in the butterfly, looks like butterfly guard maybe, of or X guard of Pilger. Now she goes into Pilger's full guard. Pilger gets a sweep. Yeonji was very lazy in her position. Pilger now going for the back of Yeonji Kim. Yeonji Kim looking to turn into it. Yeah, it looks like she's going to be able to roll into it and get back to full guard. Yeah, Yeonji Kim is fairly safe from this position. She's got her head out now, still looking to pull. Pilger basically has Yeonji's back from this position, but and that's the end of the round. I have to give that round, or going by the scoring system that Road FC goes by, I have to give that round to Yeonji Kim. More aggressive, better stand-up. She was landing a lot of knees in the clinch, even though she didn't have control in the clinch. But Road FC, I don't think, controls as much for controlling. I don't know if they'll give that takedown to her, but she landed a lot of ground and pound on Pilger as well. And Pilger never got in a fully extended or fully extended arm, like a limb lock or fully sunk in choke to score any real points on that. So I have to give the I have to say that Yeonji Kim is ahead after the first round. Rowan Pilger's eye is pretty nasty. The doctor's in there looking at it right now. Getting ready for round number 2. Seconds are out. Rowan Pilger looking beat up. Yeonji Kim still looking all right. And the start of the second round now. Oh, nice punch by Pilger. Gets in the clinch, lands a nice hook, lands a couple knees, pushing Yeonji Kim against the cage now. Yeonji Kim lands a couple weak knees herself. Knee by Pilger, answered by Kim. Pilger's in control of the clinch up against the fence again. Hopefully she does more with it this round though, because right now Yeonji Kim's still landing some knees from the inside. Alright, Pilger's got the double underhooks now. Yeonji Kim still looking to land some punches. Working the dirty boxing. Yep, Youngji Kim pummeling for a better position right now. Exchange of knees from each fighter. Another exchange of knees. Oh, Pilger trying to get her down. Oh, and Youngji Kim. Pilger goes down to her knees. She has a whizzer on Youngji Kim, and Youngji Kim lands a knee to her downed opponent. Pilger was down on both knees. Referee stops it right away. Oh, yeah, obviously a legal knee. Like, it wasn't a hard knee, but definitely landed. Pilger looked like she wanted to finish it by working into her guard. All right, referee's talking to Youngji Kim. Looks like he's going to give her a penalty. He's reaching in his pockets, and she gets a yellow card. That is 1 point off. So, and in the scoring system, 1 point. So Young Kim says, "Oh well, 1 point. Just get another takedown." Yeah, takedowns are a secured, completed takedown is the easiest way to secure a point under this system. Besides, under the rules, it's the most easily defined way. All right, so they're back in the clinch now, working dirty boxing. Pilger pushes Kim back up against the cage, lands a knee. Youngji Kim looking to try to work her way out, but gets pushed back against the cage by Pilger. And Youngji Kim powers Pilger down to the ground again. Working in Youngji Kim's now, it looks to be in the half guard of Pilger. Trying to work her way further. Pilger looks to be working for, no, well, she looked like she might have been working for a sweep. Now she gets a sweep. No, almost a sweep. Almost sweeps it. But now she traps Youngji Kim's one arm from bottom. But Youngji Kim now in inside control. And now she's looking like for an inverted triangle from bottom. Trying to trap. Yeah, she's trying to. She has Youngji. Oh, nope. Youngji Kim gets back out of it. Works back to guard. Pilger still, though, working for a triangle. It looks like she's going to work for it. And she's got the triangle locked in. She's definitely scoring now. Youngji Kim trapped in triangle. That's looks in very tight. Youngji Kim trying to turn away from it, but looks like she's turning into the wrong way. Youngji's looking to escape. Pilger's going for an arm triangle now. She's got the arm straightened out. Youngji Kim. No, it looks pretty good. She's trying to work the angle on the arm. I don't think the arm's in quite deep enough. But she's got it straightened out. And she's landing little tiny hammer fist to Youngji Kim's head. Youngji Kim seems comfortable. Referee checks her arm, makes sure she's still with it. She is. So Youngji Kim successfully escapes it. Pilger going for some kind of weird choke from the bottom. Even the commentator, oh, she uses it to sweep now. It wasn't a good choke, but she was using it to sweep. Now she's working to pass the guard of Youngji Kim, and Pilger gets into the half guard of Youngji Kim. Now she's working some punches to the body, and she gets to mount. She escapes to mount. Youngji Kim now in full mount, mounted completely. Working to buck out of it. She manages to spin it over, get back into Pilger's full guard. Pilger working a full guard. Youngji Kim landing short punches over top to Pilger's head. Yep, still working. Kim still working from the full guard of Pilger. Pilger maybe looking to fish for an arm bar. Not going to get from there. but she is landing some punches from the bottom now. Both exchanging punches, and the fight ends with Yoonji Kim and Pilger's full guard, each exchanging punches from top and bottom. Not a bad fight, guys. I mean, obviously, they're both pretty inexperienced. It's only, well, that's Kim's 5th fight. But very impressive debut from Pilger, at least on the ground. Her stand-up needs a lot of work, though. There is a 1-point loss from Yoonji Kim. Pilger has a couple points from locked in submissions. She had the triangle choke, the arm bar was fully locked. So they're both in the center now with the ref. Oh, unanimous decision win for Rowan Pilger. The last-minute debutante gets the decision win. Wow. Don't want to lose a point to penalty in this scoring system, man. I think unique scoring system, guys. Very unique scoring system. I don't think... It's only a 2-round fight, unfortunately. A lot of these ladies' fights in Red OC are only 2-round fights. Pilger looks shocked and can't believe it. So Rowan Pilger climbs to 1-0. Getting their pictures taken. Yoonji Kim, unfortunately, falls to 1-4. And they're saying, in the commentary, Pilger made up for it in her technique, what she lacked in power and aggression, especially on the feet. She made up for on the ground with her technique. She's going to have a hard time. I'll tell you what, when she returned to school on Monday, I bet she had a hard time explaining to what was going on to what happened to her classmate, to her students. So, tough loss for Yoonji Kim, man. You don't want to get a penalty point taken away in this scoring system. If this were in the U.S. or anywhere under the 10-point must system, hard to believe that Yoonji Kim would lose this fight. I would say they'd probably give it to Yoonji Kim. Even with the good submission attempts by Pilger, I just think that Yoonji Kim spent more time in control on the ground. And, but hey, that's the breaks. So nobody's watching so far. Probably might not get too many people. Hopefully we'll get some playbacks going on. So we're in between fights right now. The next fight's going to be back in the atomweight division between Yuri Shim and Shi Ming. I think in English it might be Ming Shi. I'm not sure. If someone could watching this could comment and clarify for me and let me know. They say Shi Ming, so I'm guessing that's how it's pronounced in China, in Asia. Not sure what the westernized pronunciation of it would be. Looks like we got one viewer maybe, possibly right now. How you doing out there? No, it looks like they already stepped out. Maybe that was from earlier, I don't know. So they're prepping for the next fight back in the atomweight division. Atomweight! My favorites. Remember, guys, towards the center here, UFC atomweight. Hashtag. Spread that around on social media, please. All right, Jeff Houston back in the cage, introducing Shi Ming coming into the cage, and they're using okay. if you're watching the video on the stage, they had the center picture with Shi Ming, but they had Suyeon Lee's pictures and then they fixed it right away. They're talking about Shi Ming coming out to the Street Fighter theme, like the original Street Fighter or Street Fighter 2 theme. And of course, Young Kim making jokes about Chun-Li, you know, with the yip, 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 yip. Of course, now they're joking about video games. Shi Ming making her way to the cage. So Shi Ming is 2-2 coming into this fight. She's 24 years old, 5 feet 3 inches tall. Not sure what that is in centimeters. 48.4 kilograms was given as her weight at the weigh-ins. She was born in, the People's Republic of China. Of course, fighting out of the People's Republic of China. Her team is listed as Jin U Min Ju Le Bu. On the stage there, in the background, they listed it as Chinese catch wrestling team. So Shi Ming is some interesting notes. Notable wins. I guess Shiho Harada was her last Road FC fight. She got a split decision against her. Shi Ming is a Taekwondo stylist. Started practicing at the age of 13 under her father, who's a Taekwondo instructor. She is currently a medical student at Kunming Medical School. And she made her Road FC debut at Road FC 49, as I mentioned earlier, a split decision win against Shiho Harada of Japan. So we have one viewer so far. It's not on YouTube, so I think I have an idea who it might be. I did share this link on Facebook to a certain Road FC commentator. Maybe he's watching right now. Young Kim, if you're watching, how you doing? Thanks for watching. This is what I wanted to do live. Provide my own little commentary, do my own little fight companion. I'm listening to you right now. If this is you watching, Shi Ming coming out, Yuri Shim coming out now to one of the coolest songs, walkout songs. I believe it's to an anime or a video game or movie. It's something Save Us by a Korean singer, and the beginning of it is just cool as hell. Checked it out on Shazam yesterday. I forgot to write it down though. So Yuri Shim coming in with a record of 4-2. She's 24 years old, 5 feet 6 inches tall. She weighed in for this fight at 48.2 kilograms. She's born in South Korea, of course. I believe she is fighting out of Daejeon, South Korea, with Team Genius. Team Genius, very striking-oriented gym. I've mentioned it in other videos. Interesting. She has a tattoo on her back of her upper left shoulder. So Yuri Shim has a 50% finish rate, 1 KO, TKO, and 1 submission in her career so far out of 4 wins. She has notable wins over Hyunju Baek, fought earlier, and So-hee Lim, which was who she beat in her last fight. What's up with this video feed? Hopefully it comes back in. Some notes on Yuri Shim. She's a Muay Thai stylist. If you're watching, they mentioned it. She came out in her Muay Thai shorts. Okay, the feed's back on. She's getting some Vaseline put on. She was a member of the South Korea national Muay Thai team. And I pulled this off of Road FC's Korean language site. Their English site's terrible. They rarely update it. They still haven't updated it with fight results from this past weekend. Latest result was latest update was the weigh-in results. So anyway, pulled this neat little tidbit from their Korean language site. She according to that, Yuri Shim originally started training to get in shape to join the military. I'm guessing that obviously never happened, but hey, that's a good reason to take up some training, some martial arts training, some MMA training. I did it for about 11 months to get in shape for the Air Force, way back in 2005. So, damn, 13 years ago. I can't believe, where did time go? 13 years and a lot of pounds ago. All right, so they're both in the cage. Jeff Houston's reading the intro for and stats for Shi Ming right now. Her poster for Chinese catch wrestling. Maybe that's what Jin U Min Jule Bu means. I don't know. Now he's introducing Yuri Shim. So Jeff Houston doing double duties for this fight. Usually he does the foreign fighters, and then the other gentleman does the Korean fights. Yuri Shim. Interesting note, Yuri Shim is the tallest fighter on this card at 5 feet 6 inches. Very tall for an atomweight. And I believe, let me check her record. Introducing the ref, Taehyuk Lim. I'm going to check on Tapology if Yuri Shim fought at atomweight before this. I know her last fight was, I believe, a catchweight. Yeah, last fight was a catchweight at 110 pounds. Before that, every fight... she did fight at atomweight against Sayako Fujito in December of 2017. Oh, Shi Ming coming out very aggressive to start, landing some punches. Oh! Landing some good shots from Shi Ming. But Yuri Shim also landing. Yuri Shim definitely got rushed in there. Shi Ming gets Yuri Shim against the cage. And now they're both pummeling for position, both exchanging positions against the cage. Shi Ming on the outside now, after an exchange by Yuri. But then Shi Ming gets control again. Shi Ming's in control. Over under. Oh, now Yuri Shim immediately gets both underhooks very quickly and takes the outside of the clinch position. One underhook fighting for hand positions. On the outside. Both exchanging some knees to the thighs of each other. Now some knees to the body from each. Yuri Shim. Oh, another exchange of knees from each. Oh, Yuri Shim. Now she's got the Muay Thai clinch. So she's got the Thai plum. She's going to be looking to land a knee. She gets a knee. Oh, another knee. A knee from Shi Ming, but another knee from Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim fully in control now of the Thai plum. Shi Ming tries to land some punches. Yuri Shim lands another big knee. She's looking to go for a takedown now. She's got one of Yuri Shim's legs. Gets a takedown against Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim now in full guard, or one butterfly in. Looking for an immediate... So Yuri Shim on bottom. Shi Ming on top. Yuri Shim has one butterfly in. Jockeying for a position. Now Yuri Shim has both heels in. Up. Raising one leg up. Nope. Go back. Shi Ming not really doing too much on top. Yuri Shim looking to improve her position. Maybe create distance. Shi Ming right now. Yuri Shim has control of Shi Ming's right arm. She's got Shi Ming, dangerous position. She's got both arms straight up here. Up, and we get a stand up from referee Taehyuk Lim. Overhand right attempt from Yuri Shim. Shi Ming comes in again with a flurry, but gets clinched up by Yuri Shim, eats a knee. Now you got Shi Ming on the outside of the clinch. A knee from Yuri Shim. Now she's on the outside of the clinch against the cage. And another knee from Yuri Shim. A knee from Shi Ming. Knee from Shim. Oh, another big knee from Yuri Shim. Shimin trying to get her knee up to block, but a big knee again from Yuri Shim. Shimin trying to get some punches in, but now she's going for another takedown. She's got one leg of Yuri Shim. She's back on the... Shimin is back on the outside. Trying to complete a double leg maybe, but not doing so good. Yuri Shim going for... Looks like a guillotine possibly. No. She's got her head and an underhook. So it looks like she's going to try to advance position on the feet. Oh, knee and a punch to try to separate the clinch. But Yuri Shim keeping the tie plum, landing some nasty knees. Now she pushes Shimin dropping down to the ground. Yuri Shim pushing her head down. Shimin still has one leg of Yuri Shim. She's going to try to stand and she's going to try to pull that leg in, suck that leg up. She's got Yuri Shim's right leg, but she's losing control of it. Yuri Shim looking to... Got a head and arm. Now she's got Yuri Shim looking like she might be going for the guillotine. Standing guillotine. But she kind of like sinks to her back. Not really a good grip on it though. And now Shimin in the half guard. Almost up. Shimin going to side control against the cage with Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim doing good to recover back to full guard. But she's still got the head in the guillotine, but it's not a good grip on it there. Shimin's got plenty of room to breathe there. Yuri Shim still has the head of Shimin, was landing some punches, and that's the end of round one. Both had their moments. I think that Shimin was too eager in the first round to get into the clinch and clinch up with Yuri Shim. You know, I said in my preview that she wants to keep the distance. So she started out with a front kick and started throwing some punches after that. You know, that was good, but she was way too eager to get into the clinch with a Muay Thai fighter. Yuri Shim just landed some nasty knees in the clinch. Gets that Muay Thai plum and just lands some nasty, nasty knees. I love her knees. I love the way she throws knees, man. She's the only female in Road FC that throws knees like that. I mean, the women's divisions in Road FC are small, and she's the only like real Muay Thai stylist. But man, she just throws them nasty. You don't see a lot of men throw knees that good either. Very nasty in the clinch. You don't want to clinch with Yuri Shim. So Shimin tried again with a front kick, misses it, whiffs on it, but throws some punches, lands some, tries again, but Yuri counters successfully. Now Yuri coming forward with some punches. Tried a high kick from Shimin. Low kick now from Shimin. Shimin trying to pile out the jab, gauge her distance, which is pretty smart. Oh, tried a 1-2 from Shimin, but countered by a left from Yuri. Again, a counter 1-2 from Yuri. And another counter 1-2 from Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim getting a warning from the ref for something. Looks like maybe she's got her fingers out too much. Yuri Shim now the aggressor. A kick and some punches from Shimin answered by Yuri Shim. Another kick, body kick. Up, try a spinning back kick from Shimin. And then another side kick now, caught by Yuri Shim. Yuri Shim takes her down, catches the kick, lands a couple punches, and takes her Shimin down to the ground. Yuri Shim now in the full guard of Shimin. Shimin's trying to hold on to her head, looking for, got the closed guard. I think she might be stalling to get stood back up. Oh, Shimin pushes her off. Yuri Shim off successfully. Tries to get back up. Tries to get a takedown herself. She's got the leg of Yuri Shim up against the cage. Still working for that leg, but looks like she might have to give it up now. Yuri Shim trying to guillotine. Oh, and Yuri Shim lands an illegal knee. One arm was down. Shi Ming was up on both feet, but one arm was down. So it was knee to the top of the head for Yuri Shim. Referee talking to her. They're showing a replay. So hopefully they show, will she get a card? I believe she got a card for that. That's a point off for Yuri Shim. Very unfortunate. They didn't show her getting a card, but that's what the commentator said. So 3 minutes remaining, round 2. Yuri Shim throws, looks like an overhand, answered by a 1-2 by Yuri Shim. Shi Ming again going for a takedown, but no real, nothing to set it up. Sprawled on by Yuri Shim. So same position they were in before. Yuri Shim, or Shi Ming on one leg, or no, one arm. Now she's on one knee and one arm. Yuri Shim being a little more hesitant now. Now she lands a knee to the standing Shi Ming. She's got her down in the clinch. Shi Ming goes down to one knee, so Shi Ming, Yuri stops with the knees. Very smart this time. Shi Ming's got a knee and an arm down. Yuri Shim looks like she might be trying to work the guillotine. I don't know. Yuri Shim manages to, excuse me, Shi Ming tries to turn the corner, looking to get both legs now. Shi Ming stands back up. She's still got one leg. But, okay, a break from the referee against the cage. Commentators disparaging Yuri Shim's cornermen. Ooh, Shi Ming throws a jab out, gets countered by Yuri Shim, throws another jab out, gets countered with a 1-2 by Yuri Shim. Shi Ming throws out a right kick, gets countered again by Yuri Shim. Nothing Yuri Shim, everything Shi Ming throws right now is getting answered by Yuri. Oh, some more punches by Yuri to answer a strike. A nice knee from Yuri. Backs Shi Ming up. Yuri Shim taking it now to Shi Ming against the cage. Oh, landing some nasty knees. She's got Yuri Shim bent over. Yuri Shim just eating some knees. Got the tie plum again. Yuri landed some nasty knees again. Shi Ming's defenseless, and the referee steps in for a TKO stoppage in the second round by victory for Yuri Shim. Nice knees by Yuri Shim. So that elevates Yuri Shim to 5-1. I don't have a time for the stoppage on Tapology. So we're showing a replay of the stoppage. Good stoppage by the ref. Shi Ming was basically defenseless there. Good stoppage by Teo Klim, who I believe he won Referee of the Year at the Road FC Awards later that night. So congrats to him. Road FC holds, this was I think the second year holding it, an annual award show, and it's Road FC only, which I think was better than one championship trying to hold like a global awards, but like all but 2 awards were given to one championship fighters or whatever. Reading the official announcement now. So I don't think they announced the time. If they did, it was in Korean, so I couldn't understand it. Second round TKO for Yuri Shim. She's in the center getting her trophy by one of the... Road FC, every time they announce the winner, they bring in the ring girl. They bring in one of Road FC's big money sponsors. This guy is, I don't know his name, but he's the president of the Vine Group, which I think is an investment company. I'm not sure. So congrats to Yuri Shim. now improves to, what is that now? 5-2. You know, one thing the commentators mentioned, you know, she hasn't really faced any good ground opponents in a while. The only two ground opponents that she has faced who were good on the ground was Yunha Hong and Sayaka Fujita. She dropped 2 losses in a row to last year in October and December to Yunha Hong and Fujita, respectively. The Fujita fight took place in Gratchen. So hopefully Yuri Shim can find another gym to cross-train with and work on her ground skills. I'd like to see her improve there, continue to improve. As far as domestic or Road FC signed fighters, it would be the best one for them to face against Sahi Hum next. I hope they don't make that match. But she seems like the best one signed domestically. Shi Ming drops to 2 and 3. She'll be back in Road FC, I'm sure. She's a Taekwondo stylist, which is one of the national martial arts of Korea, so they'll bring her back, I'm sure, and they'll probably try to give her an easier fight. You know, she's cute, and Road FC is in the Chinese market, so they'll bring her back, I'm sure. So they're going to move along to the next fight in the atomweight division. It'll be the co-main event. You know, it's a fairly short event, guys. Only 5 fights. 2 finishes. So this video won't even go to the 2-hour mark, I'm sure. Next fight's going to be Yeji Lee versus Su Yan Lee in the atomweight division again. I forgot to freaking update the pictures again. Sorry about that, guys. So that was supposed to be the picture for Yuri Shim versus Shi Ming. Now we're moving up to the co-main event. And get Su Yan Lee being introduced and about to make her walk out to the cage. Change the picture up again now. Alright, so Yeji Lee versus Su Yan Lee. Su Yan Lee making her way to the cage. Sounds like an American pop song. Might be K-pop, though. So Su Yan Lee making her professional debut. She's 24 years old. 5 feet 4 inches tall. She weighed in at 47.8 kilograms. Shows she weighed in under the limit, of course. Born in South Korea. I'm not sure where she was born. Fights out of Seoul, South Korea. She is training at from what I gather, the Road FC Apgujeong gym. Apgujeong is like the really stylish area of Korea. It's part of Gangnam district, if you're familiar with the song Gangnam Style. So you know, they're comparing the commentators right now comparing the body styles of the two fighters. Su Yan Lee is, you know, kind of skinny and a little bit taller than Yeji Lee. Yeji Lee's more short, stockier. So anyway, Su Yan Lee, some notes about her. She's making her pro debut, of course. Now, she was originally a contestant on the Fight Tryouts reality show called Fearless Guys that UFC was, you know, the main thing for. It was on TV in South Korea, like not exactly a Ultimate Fighter reality show, but of course basically in the same vein, you know, winners were getting to fight. They've had several fighters from the show fight so far in Road FC. Soo-Yeon Lee had to bow out of the fight due to injury. Now she's finally making her debut. And she is being cornered by former road champ Yoonjun Lee. I want to say he's a former bantamweight champ. Might have been flyweight champ. Who is also a former student of Yeji Lee's coach out of Team J. So here now Yeji Lee is going to make her way entrance now. So Yeji Lee making her way to the cage now. She currently has a record of 3-4. She is 19 years old, so she is tied, I believe, for the youngest fighter on the card with, I think Hyunju Baek was also only, oh, I'm sorry. She is the youngest fighter on the card at 19 years old. She's going to turn 20 next year, I guess. There's mentioning. Yeji Lee is 5 feet 1 inches tall, weighed in at 48.5 kilograms, so weighed in a little heavier than Soo-Yeon Lee. Born in Wonju, South Korea, fighting out of Wonju, South Korea with Team J. And I'm pretty sure it's Wonju and not Cheonju. I said Cheonju earlier with Yoonji Kim. If you're watching this later on and you want to leave a comment, let me know where exactly Team J is based out of. So some notes about Yeji Lee. She made her professional debut as a pro debut only 2 weeks after her 16th birthday. I mentioned before she's formerly known as the high school fighter because she just graduated high school last year. And she made her first fight against 34 fight at the time veteran Satoko Shinashi. She lost that fight due to TKO. She later avenged that fight in Road F. Both those fights were in Road FC. She has all but one of her fights under the Road FC banner. Her lone fight outside of Road FC was under the short-lived World Series of Fighting Global banner. Yeji Lee getting checked out. Now, the girl that is doing the Vaseline checks and the checks and everything before the fights, if that's who I believe it is, her name is, I can't remember. But she's a pro fighter, too, currently with an 0 and I believe 2 record. I can't remember her name. Damn, that sucks. It escapes me right now. But she's also a professional fighter with an 0 and 2 record. Not the usual girl who's doing that job. So both fighters in a cage now. The in-ring fighter, or excuse me, the Korean language announcer introducing Soo-Yeon Lee. Soo-Yeon Lee is wearing a lot of the body tape, the beige body tape for this fight. Man, she's got it on one knee, across both shoulders. Road FC does allow that tape, although to me it looks like Soo-Yeon taping up is a little bit excessive right now. We do have one viewer on YouTube so far, right now. If you have an account, please say hi in the chat. The chat is up and available for live viewers right now. So it's 2 5-minute rounds. And the referee for the bout is Sunryol Shin. Sunryol Shin. I think it's pronounced Sunryol Shin properly. Okay, and there's the opening bell. They touch gloves to start. Yeji Lee lands a couple leg kicks to start. A punch. Goes for maybe a takedown fake. Oh! Big right hand lands for Yeji Lee. Soo-Yeon drops down. Soo-Yeon lands a couple strikes to start. in return, but her chin is out, like the commentators just mentioned. Yeji Lee lands a leg kick, but is countered by Soo-Yeon Lee. Both land leg kicks at the same time. More kicks from Yeji. A Ye kick from Soo-Yeon is answered by several strikes from Yeji. Yeji clinches against the cage, lands a quick knee, and backs out against Soo-Yeon. Yeji Lee very aggressive to start. A lot of low kicks from Yeji Lee. A lot of low kicks from both fighters. Yeji very aggressive. Lands a jab. Whiffs on a overhand left though. Oh! Soo-Yeon Lee lands a quick jab. Catches Yeji Lee off balance. She drops to the cage, but Yeji Lee gets back up. Lands an easy head and arm toss against Soo-Yeon. Gets her down against the cage. Soo-Yeon now is able to get back up. Yeji separates with a knee and a punch. Soo-Yeon has her hands down, and she's getting scored on by Yeji. Yeji Lee lands another easy head and arm throw. She might, yeah, it looks like it's going to be easily escaped by Soo-Yeon, who is escaping out of the back against the cage. Soo-Yeon looking like she might get her head out, and she's going to take the back of Yeji Lee. So she has the back. Nope, but Yeji Lee turns it into a trip and now is in the half guard of Soo-Yeon. Some of that tape already coming loose on Soo-Yeon. No surprise there. Yeji working in the half guard of Soo-Yeon, landing some punches to Soo-Yeon's head. Soo-Yeon trying to work her hips out. Yeji still in the half guard of Soo-Yeon Lee. Now she looks to take the back of Soo-Yeon Lee, but very sloppy. She goes for a choke almost right away before she secures the position. Okay, now she secures the back position, spins back around. Securing the back position, she has Soo-Yeon out. She has a weak rear naked choke. Now she's looking to sink the choke in. Yeji Lee scoring, but Yeji only has one hook in. She lets one hook go. I think she needs to get the better. Yeah, she's got a bad angle right now. She needs to secure that other hook back in. Soo-Yeon Lee turning to her left, trying to get out of the choke. And she manages to escape, but Yeji Lee is in full guard now. Trying to land some hammer fists. Some sloppy punches. Yeji Lee still in full mount. She needs to really carefully aim her punches. She is trying to land some punches to the ground. Soo-Yeon Lee. Soo-Yeon now goes back to her belly, rolls over to her belly. Yeji Lee is very high on her back right now. She has both hooks in, but she's very high. She needs to maybe sit back a little more. She's got one arm in for the choke. Now she spins to her back. Has Yeji Lee or Soo-Yeon in back mount still. Soo-Yeon trying to control Yeji's wrists. The battle for positioning so far, all Yeji Lee though. All for Yeji Lee, yeah. Soo-Yeon trying to use her feet to climb against the cage. Yeji gets one arm across, but cannot secure the choke. Because Soo-Yeon is doing very good to fight the hands. About 35 seconds left in round number 1 of this fight. Two minutes, 20 seconds left in this video. But Yeji still has the dominant back position. Still keeping both hooks in. But Soo-Yeon has control of both hands of Yeji Lee. Doing good to not yet Yeji, land punches or try to secure the choke again. But the position control is definitely going to Yeji Lee. And there goes the end of the first round. They're saying it was a good round for Soo-Yeon Lee. I don't agree. I think it was all Yeji's round, really. I mean, Suyeon did catch her off balance with a punch and send her to the ground, but she did well to recover. You would think Yeji Lee would have better control on the ground, be able to sink into submissions better. They're showing some replays. But this, really, I would say this round, if we were to score it round by round, I would say it was all Yeji Lee. Of course, it's a whole fight scoring system. Not similar to Pride, though. It's very different from Pride in how they score it. So it looks like they're going to start the second round with the minute left in this video. We are going to have to switch to a different video on Facebook. Second round of 2. Okay, so there's the bell for the second round. They come out, touch gloves to start, throwing some punches, changing some punches, some low kicks. Suyeon reaching with the jab. Yeji trying to counter. Oh, nice counter from Yeji. But Suyeon manages to knock Yeji off balance again. She falls to the ground. 10 seconds left in this video. It's going to end in the middle of the round, unfortunately. They're both trading punches on the feet. I think Suyeon connected better right now, but her chin is still out, and that's the end of that video. So we're going to switch up. If you're following me and you're on Road to FC's Facebook page, go up 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. The next video is 1 hour and 37 minutes, 20 seconds long. So we're going to go ahead and start this video. And this video starts, unfortunately, it skips ahead in the round, unfortunately. We now see Suyeon Lee on Yeji Lee's back on the ground. I don't know what happened, how it started off like this. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left in the round. Sorry about this, guys. I think maybe I should have. Suyeon Lee on the back of Yeji Lee, pounding. I don't know what happened to reverse this. Suyeon Lee looking for a rear naked choke on Yeji Lee now. Unfortunately, they messed up on this video. We missed a lot of action doing it this way. Maybe I should have just taken... Well, it would have been too much work. I wanted to do the whole event in one video. I was hoping they wouldn't skip ahead by this much. But Yeji Lee is in trouble right now. She's still mounted. Well, now she's back to half guard. But Suyeon is firmly in the half guard of Yeji Lee. Firmly in the half guard. Not doing much right now with it right now. Yeji looking tired. I might have to do a play-by-play of just this fight alone from the YouTube video to really get a... Well, I'm going to have to watch... This is the only fight I haven't watched so far. About 55 seconds left. Yeji Lee has a one arm and leg track by Suyeon. Suyeon's on top, landing some hammer fists. Yeji looking for maybe a knee bar. Very sloppy knee bar. She's not going to get it. And she's eating some more hammer fists by Suyeon. So Suyeon taking control in this round. Guys, Suyeon taking massive control in this round. Landing some sustained punches, some sustained strikes. Scoring very good. Suyeon back in full mount. Landing just some weak punches. She doesn't even need to really try hard. She's got the fight won. Oh! Yeji escapes at the last second. Trips Suyeon down to get a takedown. And there goes the end of the round. Second round. There goes the end of the fight. They're showing a fan of Yeji Lee cheering her on in the audience. Not looking very confident, though. Oh, there's one more round of this fight. I thought it was only going to be a 2-round fight. Both of these fighters looking exhausted after 2 rounds. Well, okay, they're saying according to the brochure there's a third round, but I'm thinking it might have only been a 2-round fight, like all the others. The main event, I believe, is 3 full rounds. Yeah, they're calling it. A lot of confusion at the English commentary team, looking like. Okay, now they're saying there's no third round. So that's it. That's the fight after 2 rounds. Unfortunately, we missed part of it. Sorry, guys. Gonna announce the winner. Split decision. Split decision awarded it to Soo-Yeon Lee. Wins her pro debut against the 7-fight veteran Yeji Lee. And yeah, they're saying it's bad for Yeji. Good for Soo-Yeon, bad for Yeji Lee. Yeah, they're right. I think this is the 3rd straight loss. Yeah, for Yeji Lee. Yeah, 3rd straight loss. She drops to 3-5. Going to be very hard to recover from this. Ooh. So, Yeji Lee drops 3 in a row, drops to 3-7. Unfortunately, you know, she seemed like a fighter with a lot of promise. She needs to change camps. Yeji Lee needs to change camps, but it's going to be very hard for her because her coach is her cousin's husband, so it's family. Family's huge in South Korea. I mean, you know, it's huge anywhere you go, but in such a traditionally minded country, Confucian too, like Korea, family, it's going to be very hard for her to do any cross training really, or especially to leave completely, almost impossible. But hopefully she learned from this and learned that she has to go and train outside at other gyms. You know, a lot of these fighters have trained at other gyms. They have gone around to different gyms to train, but Yeji Lee and Yeonji Kim have mostly stayed within Team J. So, Soo-Yeon Lee, I was saying in my premiere video last week that, you know, we actually have an interview with Soo-Yeon Lee. She's saying she can't talk. She's out of breath. Saying she's not that good yet, but there's a lot of people that helped her. Now she's being asked by Yeonjun a question. Asking her who she'd like to fight next. She says she hasn't thought about it. Says she's going to work hard to continue to do her best. So, very humble. Looks like we're up to 3 viewers now via YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Kumite Radio says, "What's up, Chuck?" Kumite Radio. Is that Hyun Ko saying "What's up, Chuck" in the chat? Hyun, welcome. Welcome. If you haven't checked out his channel, check it out. It's Kumite Radio. Guy's name is John Hyun Ko. He's a member of the MMA media over in Korea and interviews a lot of fighters in the Korean scene. Interviews a lot of fighters from the Asian scene. And it is him. Welcome Hyun. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just tuning in, we're watching the event from the Facebook videos. Just finished up Yeji Lee versus Soo-Yeon Lee. Gonna get ready for the main event. Guys, anyone who watches this, whether you're watching live or you're watching replay, go over to Kumite Radio, give him a follow. He gives almost all of his channels, almost all of his his videos are interviews with fighters. So interviews a lot of fighters, whether they're in English or different language, and then there's a translator along. Guy gives some good interviews. Please go check him out. Give him a follower. To quote the MMA holes, he is wonderful, wonderful. So go give Kumite Radio a follow. So they're showing a preview for the main event right now. Which, first time I watched this exact preview, and it has some orchestra music in the background, I got goosebumps watching. You know, they're showing some highlights from Helm Sahi, including the knockout versus Jin Fry. They're showing some highlights from Jong-un Park. They're calling her the strongest prospect, closing in on champion. As far as the homegrown fighters, yeah, I would agree that she was the Jong-un Park is the probably the strongest, the most well-traveled. She's faced the toughest competition out of the homegrown Korean ladies of this. You know, I call Ham Sahi Ham the first generation of Korean WMMA. And these other girls now, they're the next generation. They're the second generation. They're the ones that are sticking out with it. Sahi Ham was the only fighter, Korean female fighter really, to stick with it. A lot of fighters from Korea, female fighters, went over to Japan. And I don't know if they were kickboxers that got suckered into MMA fights. But most of them they were almost all one-and-done fighters. Sahi Ham made her pro debut against Hisei Watanabe, won and stuck with it, even though she dropped her next few bouts. So Jong-un Park making her way to the ring now. Jong-un Park making her way. She is called Little Wolf. Sometimes I think she wants to go by Monster Wolf now. Coming in with a record of 4-4-1. She's 22 years old, 5 feet 2 inches tall. I'm not sure what that is in centimeters. They listed it on the background of the stage when she came out. She weighed in at 47.9 kilograms, so under the 48 kilo limit. Born in Namyeonju, South Korea, and fighting out of Namyeonju, South Korea. She belongs to Team Strong Wolf, which I believe is originally a Sambo gym, but now they offer Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. They're a John Frankel BJJ affiliate. John Frankel is a Rickson Gracie black belt, very famous in Korea. Been over there for years. Jong-un boasts a 50% finish rate, but 1 KO, TKO, and 1 submission. She has notable wins. A notable win over Emi Tomomatsu that happened back earlier this year. Back in the summer, I believe. Emi Tomomatsu, well-traveled journeyman fighter in Japan, but like almost 30 fights, I think, to her credit. And she drew with Hisei Watanabe in Valley Tudo, Japan, in I believe her second or third fight. I watched that fight. It was only 2 rounds. Had that fight gone to a third round, the first round was all Hisei. Second round, all Jong-un. Had it gone to a third round, Jong-un Park would have continued to take over and won that fight. Jong-un Park under cage now. Got checking out. I finally remembered the name of the girl who's doing the pre-ring checks. Her name is Unbi Libby Cho. She's mostly does jiu-jitsu, but she has had 2 MMA fights. She's 0-2, I believe, in MMA. So some notes about Jong-un Park. Sambo background. Last 3 fights in Deep Jewels, where she went 1-2. Including a loss to the now current champ, Tomo Maesawa. Last fight in Road FC was a win versus Shiyu Park, September 23rd of last year. And she currently holds a win over Ham's training partner, Shiyu Park. So now we have Sahi Ham, the reigning defending champion, making her way to the ring. One of my favorite fighters of all time, male or female. Coming out very relaxed for this fight. Last couple fights, she came out very serious looking. She came out smiling a little. Not dancing like she used to, but still looking more relaxed compared to her last few fights. So Sahi Ham coming in with a record of 18-8. Vast experience difference in this fight. 31 years old. I believe that makes her the oldest fighter on the card. I thought it was Yoon Ha Hong. I was wrong. Yoon Ha Hong is tied for second oldest on the card with Rowan Pilger. Sahi Ham is the oldest fighter on this card at age 31. And 31's not even old, guys. I mean, come on. Sahi Ham has a 22% finish rate, a little low. 2 KOs, TKOs, and 2 sub-wins. Sahi Ham, 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighed in at 48.4 kilograms. A little over. I believe Road FC does give a half kilo weight allowance, maybe, even in the championship fights. Sahi Ham's the only fighter I have an established reach for at 62 inches. Not sure what that is in centimeters. She's getting checked out by Libby Cho now. She's born in Gangwon, South Korea. Gangwon's the northeasternmost province of South Korea. She is fighting out of Busan, South Korea. Fighting out of Team Mad Busan. Her last fight was December 23rd, 2017 versus Jin Yu Fry. She has notable wins over a who's who of mostly Asian women's mixed martial arts, but Hisei Watanabe, Naho Sugiraku Sugiyama, Courtney Casey in the UFC, Mina Kurobi, who up until recently was the Deep Jewels champ, and Jin Yu Fry, of course. Some notes on Jin Yu Fry. Only 5 fights in her home country. She is undefeated so far in South Korea on home soil. And of course, she comes from a kickboxing background, but she is now a fairly well-rounded fighter. And Jeff Houston making his big main event announcements. He's red-faced already. You know, saying this is the main event. And they're introducing this as the Road FC World Atomweight Championship. I don't have a problem with this because what's the westernmost atomweight belt? That's big. Invicta FC, right? Current holder is Jin Yu Fry, who Ham holds a win over a year ago almost to the day. And then who else is there? Deep Jewels, the current winner, Tomi Maesawa, possible future opponent for the winner of this bout. But the previous champ was Mina Kurobi, who Ham beat for the Road FC title in his inaugural fight. So John Eun Park getting introduced now in cage, doing her signature one finger up. You know, leading up to this fight, so Road FC probably it's hard to say that there's any other current title right now that is more legit in atomweight than the Road FC belt. Ryzen has an atomweight fight title, but it's at like 108 pounds, so it's not really an atomweight title. They're calling it super atomweight. So I'm about to get introduced. So John Eun Park was talking quite a bit of smack leading up to this fight. You know, she's saying, Sahi, don't retire, even if I beat you, please don't retire after this fight. Stuff like that, which is pretty tame by Western standards, but by Eastern standards, it's pretty bad, I guess. Especially where in Korea, where smack talk is very rare, other than Kwana Seoul. It's pretty rare. So, of course, John Eun Park admits, especially after the fight, it was to sell the fight. She said it was all business, because she also admitted that leading up to the fight that this fight was her. This is her living her dream right now. Not only fighting Sahi Ham, who is her hero and the reason she got into fighting, but to fight her for the title is like a dream come true for her. So a lot of, the announcer commentators are saying right now, as the belt's being shown off, that there's no real pressure on Jong-un Park, whereas all the pressure is on Ham. So there's no pressure on Park because she's such an underdog. A lot of people are calling this fight a mismatch. And there's the opening bell. Both fighters taking it to the center of the cage, feeling each other out a little bit. 3-round fight, only 3-round fight of the evening. Both a little hesitant to start and throughout the first 15 seconds. Both looking for openings, both pawing. Jong-un Park throws a low kick, answered by a jab from Ham. Sahi's going forward this time. I think she's a little more aggressive in this fight. Oh, nice left from Ham to really get things going. But they restart right away. Not a real serious, she didn't throw it with everything. Low kick from Park. Another, looked like an oblique kick from Park. Park circles around, trying to get back to the center of the cage. Didn't want to stay out on the outside. Ooh, another exchange. Ham leads with a left, with a 2-1-2. Park lands her own. Another jab lands for Ham. More feeling out. Both are Ham moving forward incrementally. But both are very light on their feet. Oh, another left lands for Ham. To the chin of Park. Park circling around again. A lot more activity from Ham so far than Park. Low kick from Ham. Punching exchange from the two real quick. Left lands for Park. Circles back around. Like Stuart Gooch is saying, Jong-un Park's really working to make sure to show that she's no walkover. Like, underdog or not, I'm here to fight. Jong-un Park just throwing a jab out there, little feints. Oh, right high kick from Park. Looked like it might have landed there, but didn't really have an effect. It was a little weak. Ham coming forward with some lefts. But Park manages to circle out. Get back to the center. Very good lateral movement from Park so far. High kick from Ham, blocked by Park. Commentators are all calling for Park to be more aggressive. 1-2 from Ham lands. Park, typical slow starter. She always starts a little slow. I was saying in the preview leading up that, another land from Ham. And they go to clinch. Dirty boxing from Park. They're clinching up against the cage. Ham's on the outside. Now Park takes the outside, though. Jong-un is deceptively strong. I was saying in the lead up to the fight that Park is a slow starter. So if she gets out of the first round, she'll be able to turn it up. So we got Jong-un Park on the outside of the clinch against the cage. She's got one underhook. Ham working an over-under. Works a knee. She's going to be looking to get out. And she does. She bullers her way out. Now she's on the outside against the cage. A knee from Ham. Another weak knee, but weak knee. Park takes the outside again, but Ham immediately reverses to take the outside again. Ham trips Park to the cage. Gets to the half guard right away. This is not good for Park. Park's pretty weak off the bottom. She only started really training jiu-jitsu recently. You know, Sambo background. But Park is managing to get right back up to her feet. Eats a couple shots on the way up, but very impressive escape from Park to get right back up to her feet. Ham sporting a little bit of a mouse red mark right here. Mouse. At the end of the second round, or first round. So Park does escape the first round. So I expect her to really turn it up a little more for the second and third round. So both in her corner, getting advice from their corners. Okay. Both seconds are leaving the cage now, getting ready for the second round. Thanks to everyone who's watching live. There's only a few of you guys, but thank you very much for coming. Taking time out of your evening. Usually I'm not home on a Thursday evening, or I might be home by this time. There's bell to start second round. Both taking the second, middle of the center of the cage again. Ooh, quick exchange there. Nice counter. Ooh, both are punching. Pretty good exchange to start. Ham very aggressive, but Park starting to counter a little more. Ham is definitely more of an aggressor in this fight, moving forward compared to her last fight when she nice left from Ham lands. Another left from Ham and a right. But John Noon eats it, just shakes it off. Throws a right jab and then an uppercut from Park. Low kick from Ham. Another jab for Park. Park doing very good, really turning up the lateral movement, turning up the head movement, but not just head movement. She moves her whole body with her head too. Very nice. That's what I like to see. You know, she's not just doo-doo. No, she's moving the whole body with it. Bit more of a feeling out process we're going on right now. Ham whiffs on a spinning high kick. Looks like an oblique kick from Park. They both throw push kick, like front kicks, but then Park lands a right to the chin of Ham. Both, Park on the outside, per usual, around the black line between the inner and outer part of the cage. Right from Park lands, looks like, and then she circles out. Looks like a side kick from Park, but countered effectively by Ham with some punches. Johnny working her lateral movement very good, but she's mostly circling just to the left, to the outside leg, to the lead leg. Yeah. So far, Ham's leading with the jab, but she's finding it, not landing it as much as you would expect. Mostly because of John Noon's, full body head movement. Now Ham lands a flurry, but clinches up. But John Noon takes out the outside of the cage, lands a couple knees. Ham looking to land. Oh, Ham gets the tie plum, lands a nice knee and another knee. Now she gets the over under. She's probably gonna look to spin out. And she effectively spins out, gets Park against the cage, lands a nice right. But Ham lets off and Park circles out again. Park lands a leg kick and then kind of like a right, but now she does another oblique kick, mostly just circling around the outside of the cage, trying to evade, Ham's, jabs, and Ham likes to feel out with the paw out a little bit. Ooh, left, right, lands for Ham. Now she clinches up against the cage. Ham on the outside, up against the cage. Park has one underhook so far, about half of an underhook. But it looks like they're both jockeying for position with the over-unders. Park's on the outside, lands a knee to Ham. Now Ham's back on the outside, lands a knee. And referee Shin breaks it up, calls him back to the center of the cage, restarts the fight. About 30 seconds left of round number 2. Again, Ham coming forward. But Park doing very well to circle out. Both fighters in good shape. Oh! So Ham landed a couple. Park tried to throw like a push kick, but gets caught and countered by Ham. Ham takes Park to the ground. Now Ham is in full mount, landing some punches, and there goes the end of the second round. She had about maybe 10 seconds of control in the clinch at the end of the second. Ham did. Had it gone on longer, she might have been able to finish the fight from the mount there. I don't know. A lot closer round, I would say, than the first. Park was able to turn it up more. Okay, so it wasn't really caught. Okay, the last takedown, Park tried to go for, looked like a hip toss or a trip, and Ham was able to overpower her and reverse it to go straight to the mount. So, good on Ham. It was a bit of sloppy on Park's part. That's the Sambo stylist in her. A lot of trips and throws. It's a judo-based martial art. Start of round 3. 10 seconds in so far. Third and final round. Oh, jab lands for Ham. Jong-Eun Park goes for a takedown. Doesn't really prep for it, but manages to really get it. But Ham able to counter. Now she's looking to go for possibly a crucifix from on top. Ham might do better to get the hooks and go for it. Oh, Ham sinks out. Park sinks out the back. Does secure the takedown against Ham. Has Ham against the cage. She's got both of Ham's legs underneath her. Looking to, well, she's not really like, see, Park right now, okay, now she's getting the legs wrapped a little bit. They're saying like Khabib does in the UFC. So Ham is now able fighting back up. Park, lazy toss again. Overpowered by Ham. Ham is on top in trying to go for mount. Now it looks like she's in half guard. Ham looking to land some G&P, trying to pass to side control. Ham looking to improve position, not really landing any ground and pound at the moment. Bad toss. Reminded me of, couple short punches from Ham. Saw he trying to jump into full mount. Doesn't quite get it. Back into half guard. Ham trying to land some short hammer fists, but now still trying to improve position. Not really looking to land the ground and pound at the moment. Jong-Eun trying to improve position, trying to shrimp out the side towards the middle of the cage. Still in side control. Ham, very dominant position. Now she's lands a punch or two from half guard. More ground and pound from Ham. She's firmly in control here, landing some more hammer fists. Park eating those shots from Ham. Ham landing some more GMP. Park trying to scramble. She's doing very good. Park going for a knee bar. Park scrambles for a knee bar. She's trying to get it. She's trying to stretch it out. But Park is landing some hammer fist to the face of Park. Park's got a nice mouse above her left eye, it looks like. Right now, Ham is defending the knee bar, or not really defending it, mostly trying to land punches to the body of Park. Park is still holding on to that knee bar. She's got it stretched out. I don't know if she's got it stretched out fully effectively enough to go for it. Ham still landing some GMP. Looks like Park's losing the knee bar, but still trying to go for it out of desperation. Now she loses it completely. Ham now in, looks like side control from the vision angle I'm looking at. Yeah, it looks like full side control. Nope. Half guard, but still landing a lot of hammer fists to Park now. Park's face. She's got a nice hematoma above her left eye from eating the ground and pound, most likely. I'm just landing this hammer fist now. Ham in the full guard of Park now. Ooh, just landing the punches to Park. A stand-up from the referee. I'm not sure I really agree with it, because Ham was landing some effective ground control. Maybe he wants to push the action. About 52 seconds left in the third and final round. I don't agree with that stand-up. Nice right hand by Park lands. Right high kick attempt by Park. Sahi chasing Park still. I think Ham is definitely chasing, leading in with some punches. Clinches Park against the cage again. About 17 seconds left in the third and final round. Landing some knees in the clinch is Ham. Park trying to fight the hands, work for position. And there goes the end of the round. Ham very confident. She's got the win, walking away. So the fight goes a distance. A lot of people probably not expecting it to. So that's it. I'm going to go with decision by Ham for the decision. I think Park definitely showed that she might have been outmatched, but it wasn't like a complete mismatch, in that she did land some effective striking against Ham. Definitely outmatched on the ground, though. Although she did have that nice knee bar. I think Park did very good in this fight. To show that, hey, I'm not a pushover. I'm not the walkover that a lot of people are saying I am. Ham, the aggressor in this fight compared to her last two fights, which I think definitely helped play into Park looking a lot better. Both these fighters sporting some nice six-packs. Man, I'm jealous, huh? Little atomweight chicks. Yep, Sahi Ham wins by unanimous decision. And still, Road FC, undisputed atomweight world champion. Park being very gracious. I'm not crying for once. She might be tearing up a little bit. No, she's very happy with this one. You know, her last two fights, she was really crying. She was so happy. But, not quite as emotional this time. Still emotional. Still, she takes the funniest pictures. She's like, you know, now she's smiling a little bit. Taking her tongue out, giving a wink. So Ham, the aggressor, which definitely played into Park's game plan, I think, in this fight. Very interesting to watch. This is a good fight overall. I mean, not a bad fight at all. not bad at all. Good fight. And I forgot to put up the freaking picture again. I am sorry, guys. Not doing very good in this one. Can't believe I forgot about that again. There's your main event picture. Can't believe I forgot that again. I'll try harder the next time I do a fight companion. Well, hopefully next fight companion I'll use Streamlabs OBS on the computer. I'll have the computer live. Probably the next fight companion I will do will be live with the next Invicta event. Sahi Ham about to get interviewed now. Asking her how she feels. Said something. I don't want to say anything about the challenger. That's interesting. Said she wants to thank her parents and her coach Yang and all of her teammates from Team Mad. Says she should have done better and will strive to do better in her fights. So commentators are basically saying, you know, not really happy. They're saying like she seems like she's not very happy with her performance. Okay, yeah. Yeonjun saying she wanted to go for the finish and get an absolute victory. Wow. Ham saying she didn't even want to talk about the challenger. Probably because, you know, Park was saying a lot, talking that smack before leading up to the fight. So, guys, that's it for Road FC 51 Double X. 5 fights, 2 finishes. Not bad. Not bad at all. I think there was only, what, 1, 2, 3 finishes in 8 fights out at the Invicta event last weekend that I covered. So that's it for Road FC 51 Double X, guys. Unfortunately, we couldn't do this live. I wanted to. Hopefully, the next time we cover a Road FC 51 Double X, or excuse me, a Road FC Double X all-female event, we'll get to do it live. Guys, thank you to those who tuned in. And if you're watching this fight later, again, thank you. Thumbs ups are always appreciated on YouTube. You know, they help get the the video out there a little bit. You know, if you're not watching live and you're watching later, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Again, I'm sorry this wasn't live, but I thought doing it this way would be the best way to make it up to you guys. Of course, it wasn't my fault that DAZN didn't show it live and couldn't watch it anywhere else live. Hopefully, those issues between Road FC and DAZN get fixed next time. I don't think DAZN maybe realizes that Road FC counts their events. They break it up into 2 parts, and they're almost like totally different events. You know, like they consider the prelims, usually if it's the Young Guns, they consider that a Young Guns card, and then the main card is the Road FC card. This time they split up the Road FC 51 into Road FC 51 and Road FC 51 Double X. Maybe DAZN got confused about that. Hopefully they'll fix it from now on, and they'll be able to show both cards on the same stream. Good Lord knows, I freaking hope so. Guys, thank you for everyone who tuned in. I'm a little tired now. It's about 1:45 to midnight here, local time, Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to get ready for bed. Well, I might try to make another video or 2 before I go to bed. I'm a little behind. I've got to make an announcement or 2. So thank you to everyone who tuned in for the stream live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep supporting both Road FC, especially the Double X all women's events. They do put on female fights during their regular card sometimes. But, you know, I mostly focus on the WX events. This is the first one in a year. Hopefully, Road FC puts on more events this year and does more than one WX event this year. You know, at 28 or next year. 2018 was a bit of a reversal year for them. They cut down on events. Hopefully, 2019 they add more events. They go back to up to like at least 8 events. Hopefully, and maybe 2 of them will be women. Definitely at least 1. Good Lord, do at least the 1. But guys, stay tuned to WMMA Scene now, my channel. If you haven't yet, please subscribe. So that's it for this live stream, guys. This fight companion. Sorry, it wasn't a live fight companion. It was a live stream for me. Unfortunately, we watched the replays on Facebook if you followed along. So thank you again to all those who watched live, and thank you to all those who are going to watch this as a replay. I hope there's a lot more watching replay. I'll try to put some, I'll try to edit the title, put some Hangul in it. I know that gets some more Korean, tends to get some more Korean viewers. I will try to do some review videos for these individual fights, break them down individually, review them. I'm trying to find, I have a few Korean language friends. Maybe I can reach out to Hyun Ko. I'd like to get these events transcribed, get the Korean, the Hangul subtitles up for the review videos. We'll see what I can do about that. Might have to spend a few bucks on that. I don't know. I'll reach out to some friends of mine, Korean friends, see if they'd be willing to do it. Anyway, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned to WMMA Now, the best, the fastest growing, all women's mixed martial arts platform on YouTube. Guys, have